Okay.
Tell me when.
When?
Okay. So, we use a jar to collect our runoff oil. And this is the Harvest Right freeze dryer. It's pretty simple to use. Every time you use it to keep your pump well maintained, you want to change the oil. There's a drain down here. If you don't tighten it with a wrench, you can loosen it with your fingers every time. I like to keep it finger tight. So I will loosen that up and keep the jar down here and catch that oil. You also want to open the top to assist with the draining. Set that off. And this part takes a few minutes, so I use these disposable drainage collection pads, puppy pads, whatever you want to call them, in case there's any seepage. And it'll take a few minutes because there's quite a bit of oil in there. And right now it looks clear and you think, oh, that didn't need to be changed. It's fine. But you'll see when we get to the end that there's water and debris in the last little bit that comes out. And it's not pretty. So once this is full, and it will fill almost all the way up, what we do is put it in the freezer. And what happens is all the water and sediment settles to the bottom and will freeze into a solid form, while the oil will get gelatinous, but it will not completely freeze. So that the next time we have to do this, we can take that, and some people will use that oil as is. They'll pour it into a container and use the oil because all the yuck is at the bottom. But we pour it into a filter, as you can see right here, where it gets filtered in a secondary process through a filter, and everything in here is clean oil. So this is the part that I started with today and poured in there, and it's almost halfway filtered through. Once that's done, this clean oil will be emptied into our new oil container.
And I believe there's a link on Harvest Right's webpage to that filter. It's a third-party filter. If not, we can post it on below
in the
video.
comments later. That's right. So we will post that. This is just a quart mason jar, and we just, when it's done, we just stick it in the freezer door and leave it there, and don't think about it again until the next time that we're going to use the machine and it comes out. It's the first step is going to the freezer and getting that jar, because I use it to drain, so I have to empty it before I can refill it. And if you'll look, if you want to bring that in here and show them, this is the frozen stuff from last time here in the bottom of the jar. It's not going to affect this oil any, because this is used oil, so it's going to just add to it. And as time goes on, this frozen layer will get bigger and bigger and bigger with water and dirt. Eventually, it'll get so big that you'll want to clean the jar after you empty it. And I did that actually the time before last. That's why this is a pretty thin layer. I got tired of all that yuck, and I actually took, after I dumped the most of the oil out into the filter, I took the jar and cleaned it with hot soapy water. And it was ready to go again. So that's our process.
The jar's kind of leaning.
Yeah, it's on the lid of a bin, so it's we're kind of cramped right here in this setup that we have. But yeah, I can't move that any, so it's just going to sit like that. But if you want to pause the video, I don't think they want to sit and watch